Hello everyone, Todd Rowe here from BitX. Over the years, I've had countless conversations with entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you about the financial tools that can empower their dreams. Today, I want to take a deep dive into a topic that often is surrounded by many questions: the difference between lines of credit. Now, I know the financial landscape can sometimes feel like a maze, with so many options and so much jargon. But don't worry, that is why we're here. In this video, we are going to break down and compare three essential financial tools: business line of credit, credit cards, and the difference between banks and fintech offerings. By the end of our chat, my hope is that you'll have a clear understanding of these tools and feel more confident in navigating your financial journey. Remember, at BitX, we're not just here to offer advice. We're here to be your trusted partner every step of the way. All right, let's dive into it. One of the most versatile financial tools available to businesses, the business line of credit. Now, I've had numerous conversations about this, and I want to break it down for you. Imagine having a financial safety net where you can borrow up to a certain limit, but here's the catch. You don't have to take the entire amount all at once. Think of it as having a reservoir of funds ready for you whenever you need it. Now, I often use the term revolving debt when talking about a business line of credit. What does that mean? Simply put, it's like having a financial dance. You can borrow, repay, and then borrow again. And the beauty of it, you don't have to go through the tedious application process every single time. Let's say you're approved for $100,000. You might need just 10 grand now and maybe 20 grand in a few months. With a business line of credit, you have the flexibility. And remember, you only pay interest on what you borrow, not the entire amount approved. Now, I know you might be thinking, isn't this just like a term loan? Not quite. With a term loan, they hand you the entire amount up front. It's like getting a bucket of water all at once. But with a line of credit, you have a tap, and you decide how much water you need and when. I've always emphasized the importance of understanding your financial tools in our discussion. A business line of credit is a powerful ally for any small business, offering flexibility, control, and peace of mind. So whether navigating unexpected expenses, capitalizing on a business opportunity, or ensuring smooth cash flow, remember, a business line of credit is there, ready to support you. Open the tap, and the water will flow. Let's dive into something we're all familiar with: credit cards. Now, I've got one right here. You've seen credit cards are a form of revolving debt, much like a business line of credit. But there are some key differences we need to understand. This is a piece of plastic. It comes with a set limit. You can spend up to that limit, and then you've got choices. You can pay back the entire amount, or you can pay a monthly minimum. Your choice. Credit cards usually come with a higher cost. That's because the interest rates on these bad boys can be significantly higher than a business line of credit. And if you default on a credit card, well, the clawbacks are different than if you default on a business line of credit. Now, I'm not saying credit cards are all bad. They're incredibly convenient, especially for everyday purchases. But when we're talking about financing for your business, understanding the nuances is critical. Credit cards, they're quick, they're easy, but they might not always be the best financial tool for your business needs. At BitX, we're all about empowering you with knowledge, whether it's a business line of credit, a bank loan, or a piece of plastic. We want you to make informed decisions because at the end of the day, it's not just about getting funds, it's about fueling your growth the right way. All right, folks, let's dive into a topic that I know many of you have questions about. The difference between traditional banks and these new age fintech companies when it comes to lines of credit. Now, when talking about banks, we're discussing institutions that have been around for ages. They're regulated by the big guys, the Federal Reserve and the Treasury. These banks, they've got process, procedures, and well, a lot of paperwork. They're conservative, and while that means they might say no a bit more often, when they say yes, you're looking at getting better interest rates. Enter Fintech. These guys are the new kids on the block, leveraging technology to make lending faster and, I dare say, more user-friendly. Decisions in minutes, not days. But there's a catch. Fintechs like our friends at Bluevine, they're funded by investors. And these investors, they're looking for a good return. So, while you might get the money faster, you might also be looking at higher interest rates. Now, I am not here to tell you one is better than the other. What I am here to do is guide you. At BitX, we understand both worlds. We know the ins and the outs and the pros and the cons. And it is our goal is to make sure you make the best decisions for your business based upon your specific needs. Whether you fit the traditional bank model or you're leaning towards a fintech solution, we've got your back. Remember, it's not just about getting the loan, it's about getting the right loan. You know, when I think about the financial landscape today, it's vast and at times overwhelming. There are banks with their stringent guidelines, and then there are fintechs revolutionizing the way we see the landscape with their quick decisions and tech-driven process. But here's the thing, not every solution is the right for every business. Banks are using consumer deposits, and they have to follow federal guidelines. On the other hand, fintechs are using technology to make it easier for the consumer. At BitX, we've always believed in understanding first. Understanding your needs, your aspirations, and unique challenges you face as a business owner. And that's where our true value lies. With BitX, it's not just about getting you a line of credit or a loan. It's about getting you the right one. We've built relationships with traditional banks and cutting-edge fintechs. And we use that knowledge combined with our understanding of your business to guide you to the best solution. Remember when I mentioned how banks might say no a lot, while fintechs are more flexible? Well, with BitX, you don't have to navigate the maze alone. We're here to save you time, energy, and most important, prevent any missteps that might affect your credit. All right, folks, let's wrap this up and bring everything we've discussed into perspective. We've journeyed through the intricate world of financial tools from lines of credit to credit cards and the ever-evolving landscape of banks versus fintech. Business lines of credit are like having a financial safety net, allowing you to borrow what you need when you need it without the constraints of taking everything at once. It's flexibility at its finest. Then there are credit cards, familiar, handy, but they come with their own set of rules. They are a great tool, especially for those immediate needs, but remember, they often come at a higher cost. And of course, our deep dive into banks and fintechs. Traditional banks with their tight guidelines versus the agile, tech-driven fintech platform. Each has its metrics. Banks offer that sense of security and often the lower interest rate. Fintechs, they're the speedsters, making decisions in a blink of an eye, often with a touch more flexibility. But here's the golden nugget I want you to take away. It's not about which one is better, it's about which one is the right fit for you. And that's where we at BitX step in and guide you every step of the way. Whether you're considering a line of credit, pondering the pros and cons of credit cards, or standing at the crossroads of banks and fintechs, remember this, BitX is here for you. We're more than just an advisor. We're your partner in this financial journey. Thanks for joining me today. I hope this video serves as a guide for you to understand and gain a clear landscape of what products best solves your needs. Please subscribe to our channel, like and share this video. I'm Todd Rowe, and I'll see you at the next one.